Folks, we just concluded our first day from the 2025 World Scrabble Championship, and we got to watch some amazing games on the live stream, some incredible back and forth end games, but without a doubt, the most stunning moment of the stream came courtesy of who else? Nigel Richards. So in round 6, Nigel was paired up against Kenyan expert Richard Okechi, and Richard actually had solid control of the game early on thanks to 2 blank bingos of Younger and Hireable, giving him a 71-point lead on this turn with multiple triple word lanes open, offering very good scores. Unfortunately, rather than the standard toucan, Richard mixes up Kuta and Kotan and plays the invalid word Kutan, which Nigel challenges off to regain much needed tempo in the game. Several turns later, after the very slick overlap of Saint for 40, Nigel is up by a solid margin on a very closed board. Richard plays Een for 16, setting up a threatening bingo line. It's the only good spot to play a 7-letter bingo on this board, so Nigel is certainly going to block it. Pald isn't a viable choice here because spalled is a valid word. But the engine's favorite play here is ladled for 25, blocking effectively while giving no new bingo lines back to Richard. Nigel instead makes a totally shocking play here of paled for 15 points. I have to admit I'm still very confused by this play, but I think part of the logic has to do with Richard never having the O or X on his previous move of Een, or else he would have played those tiles, which is important because of the opaled hook. Something like Cortex might normally be a huge threat after this play, but not nearly as much as usual given Richard's range here. As it turns out, Richard plays Scut to try and open more space, and Nigel draws the OX he probably was expecting and plays Cord, hooking opaled for a solid score, setting himself up for a comfortable endgame victory holding on to the X. Paled had to have been the most surprising move of the day, but there were 2 other absolute classics on the stream today, the first of which was the Game 2 battle between host nation Ghana's top player, Charles Taki Menson, and the OG Scrabble YouTuber, David Webb. Charles started fast with the lovely Hermaean, but a 3-turn flurry of 70-point plays by David saw him surge back into the lead. In the late game, David faced this tricky position down by 10 points. The options of Jehu for 55 or its plural for 59 stand out here, but these plays do give back solid scores off of the J in most cases. Playing Jehus on top instead for a 16-point sacrifice has some merit here to deny Charles the ability to score nearly as well in response. Charles does respond with his co-highest scoring play of Jarvie for 45, putting huge pressure on David with his clock dwindling. His top goal here is to get rid of that 4-point W so that Charles can't collect 8 extra points from it after he goes out next turn. However, the only winning move here actually keeps the W in reserve. None for 18, scoring just enough to squeak out a 2-point win for David. With just seconds left on his clock, David instead plays Win for 11, allowing Charles to answer with E for 14 to seal a 3-point victory. Really exciting game, and if you're a tournament player yourself, you've been in David's shoes before, so here's hoping he rebounds from this game with some great days tomorrow and onward. My other favorite game on the live stream today was round 4 between Adam Logan and top Nigerian expert Rex Ogbakpa. This was a phenomenally played game by both players, with Adam spotting by far his best choice of the obscure Griffin leaving the queue in the early game, and Rex responding with his best bingo of Gambison with a blank E for 95 to seize command of the game. Adam was down by almost 100 after this, but he was able to squeeze a bingo of Rabatos down on a really tight board, and then showed great patience here, still down by almost 40, realizing that his surplus of vowels, along with a couple good scoring tiles, would really help him manage the likely draws from this consonant-heavy unseen tile set. After the very solid full for 33, keeping 3 vowels, Rex was hamstrung by triplicated T's, and the consonant-heavy draw Adam was expecting set him up perfectly to win a tight endgame. Skipping back now to run through the rest of the games chronologically, in round 1, Chris Lipe was still hanging in there against Jack Moran despite exchanging 4 times in his first 8 turns, but Jack's gorgeous Osmotic for 106 put the game quickly out of reach. In Game 3, the Nigerian legend Samioka Saga had the run of the tiles against 2017 champion Akshay Bandarkar, recording 3 bingos before Akshay's lone bingo of the game en route to a big win. In round 5, 2 of the event's top seeds in Adam and Harshan Lamabadu Surya faced off, but Adam made 2 gorgeous finds with the blanks, first spotting his only available bingo of Kale Wife in the early game and polishing things off later with another lone available bingo of Additory later on. Finally, in the last game of the day, we saw Nigeria's Timmy Woko against Neil Gann of the US, and Timmy was extremely impressive with 2 big bingos of 90 or more points. After this win, this made Timmy the lone undefeated player after day 1, after Adam Logan and To Wei Bin tied their final round game. This is already impressive enough, but when you factor in that Timmy clinched his spot in the last chance qualifier, where he was also the lone player to go undefeated, he is now on a winning streak of 15 straight Scrabble games. Timmy was not on my radar at all going into this event, but he certainly is now, and it'll be fascinating to see how he holds up over the next few days. Of course, Nigel is still lurking in striking distance at 5-2 with many of the other top seeds in hot pursuit. Remember, you're looking to be in the top 2 after 32 rounds of play to earn a spot in the finals, so there's still a ton of Scrabble left. Make sure you're following Let's Play Scrabble so you don't miss what should be an incredible week of games, and I'll have more recaps for you when the dust settles tomorrow. See you then.